We will be looking at the quiz. This quiz involves systems and intercepts primarily. Alright, number 1. Which system of equations represents L the length and W the width? The perimeter of a rectangular garden is 92. The perimeter is 92. Well, I hope that you know for a rectangle you have 2 lengths and 2 widths. Thus, the perimeter is equal to 2 lengths and 2 widths. Alright, so we know this quantity here must be 92. Eliminates A. B is a possibility. 2 lengths and 2 widths is 92. Eliminates C. 2 lengths and 2 widths is 92. D is a possibility. Okay. The length of the garden is 6 feet more than. This has a subtraction. Can't be B. 6 feet more than 3 times the width. 3 times the width. The length is 6 more than 3 times the width. Number 1 is D. Number 2. If the line is translated 3 units down, which equation best describes the new line? Well, let's identify the current y-intercept. That's the y-intercept. It's the point where the y-axis and the line intersect. The point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice at the y-intercept, the x value is 0. That's always the case. Well, if we translate that 3 units down, 1, 2, 3, the new y-intercept would be at 0, 2. Well, that eliminates D and C. And if we look at this one, it looks like it has a y-intercept of 2, but we must distribute first. 3 times x is 3x. Y equals 3x. 3 times 3 is minus 9. Adding in this plus 2, so now we can combine the two constant-like terms. Y equals 3x. This will be minus 7. So, indeed, this y-intercept is incorrect as well. 2 is A. It's the only one that has a y-intercept of 2. Alright. 3. Which system of equations can be used? S. S is the number of hot dogs Keith sold last Saturday. S is last Saturday. And T, number of hot dogs Keith sold today. S is last Saturday and T is today. Today, which is T, today is T. Keith sold, that's going to be like our equals. The verb is the equals. Is equals. Was is equals. In this case, sold. Twice as many hot dogs as he sold last Saturday. That's going to be 2S. Today, Keith sold twice as many as last Saturday. I need a T equals 2S. A is no good. That's S equals 2T. S equals 2T. T equals 2S. There it is. Alright, in the 2 days he sold 225. T plus S is 225. So indeed 3 is D. Number 4. We're looking for the x and the y-intercepts. This point's the y-intercept. It's the point where the y-axis and the line intersect. That's 0, -4. That is the y-intercept. So I'm looking for a y-intercept of -4, maybe. Y-intercept of -4, maybe. These two are incorrect. C and D are out. Now we need the x-intercept. That's this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like -6. In this case, it's -6, 0. Notice at the x-intercept, it is the y value that's 0. It's the x that's something. But in both intercepts, we have a 0. -6 is what we need for the x-intercept. 4 is B as in boy. 4 is B. All right, I'm going to skip forward and look at 6 because it involves the same business with the intercepts. We know at the x and y intercepts, there's going to be a 0 involved. Okay? One of the coordinates will be 0. One coordinate equals 0 at an intercept. Okay? So this must be an intercept, and this must be an intercept. This is the y. The non-zero is a y-intercept. This is the x. Again, at an intercept, we're going to have a 0. This is an x-intercept. This is a y-intercept. I know they're intercepts because of the zeros. X-intercept is 2.5. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. X-intercept is 2.5. Y-intercept is 5. 6 is C. All right. Backing it down and looking at number 5. Which system of equations can find how many adult tickets A and how many student tickets S? Says the total number of tickets was 375. We want to sum them to 375. Possible. This one looks a little different, but it is the same thing. If we solve for A, it would be subtracting S on both sides. If they sum to 375, then 375 minus one of them would give the other one. B is a possibility. This one sums to 2250. That's not possible. If we subtract them, it's not 375 the sum of. So it's either A or B currently. All right. Adult tickets are 750. Adult tickets are 750. We want 750 times adult tickets. And it needs to get to this amount. Again, we see this is the money equation. 450 is money. 750 is money. 2250 is money. Money, money, money. B is indeed correct. Notice the system A does not employ 450 and 750 at all. It would be impossible for A plus S to be 375 and A plus S to be 221250. That's an impossibility unless A and S were both equal. It's not. It's just not possible. We can't have two numbers summing to two entirely different things. That would make addition not a function. 5 is B. Seven. Which best represents the point of intersection? They're asking, this is a system. It's two equations, two lines. We're looking for the point of intersection, which is the solution to the system. Well, the best way to go about this one is simply extend these two lines. If I extend this one line, then it should indeed hit the other one and we'll be good to go. Looks like there's my point of intersection. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 8. That's the point of intersection. Number 7 is B. Alright. Number 8. What is the y-coordinate of the system below? Well, I can employ the elimination method. I know I need my additive inverses. So in my x column, I see I have a 1 coefficient, and here's a 2. I'm going to multiply the top equation by -2 and leave the bottom equation the same. The bottom equation stays 2x minus y is -4. The top equation, 2x plus 6y equal 10. Now I can sum down my columns. Pardon me, I said multiplying by -2. Multiplying by -2. This leaves me a negative 2x, a negative 6y, and a negative 10. Now summing. Negative 2x and positive 2x, they eliminate each other. That's why we call this the elimination method. Negative 6 plus a negative 1 is a negative 7y. Negative 10 and negative 4 is a negative 14. We have negative 7y equals negative 14, dividing by negative 7 on both sides. Y is 2. And that's all we're looking for, the y coordinate. All right. 8 is a... We could take this and substitute back in and find x, but it's not necessary for this problem. Number 9. Which expression is equivalent to this expression here? It's not an equation, it's an expression. There's no equal sign. I'm going to now distribute this negative 2. We could combine like terms inside the parentheses and then distribute, or distribute and then combine like terms. It's going to be the same amount of work in either way. Negative 2 times positive 2x is a negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 6 is a plus 12. Negative 2 times plus x is a minus 2x. Negative 2 times 3 is a minus 6. Combining these two like terms, negative 4 minus 2 will be a minus 6x. 12 and minus 6 will be a plus 6. So the correct answer on number 9 is negative 6x plus 6. Number 9, B as in boy. Alright, lastly, number 10. Which graph best represents the solution for the inequality y is greater than negative 2x plus 2? Well, since our inequality lacks an equal sign, this tells us the line will be dashed. Okay, though it has a negative slope, so I know it needs to be actually moving downward. I'm going to scratch this out. The line has a negative slope. It will be moving downward and be dashed. Be moving downward and be dashed. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't eliminate too many. It does knock out A. Okay. Well, also we see the y-intercept is 4. B has a y-intercept that is 4. C has a y-intercept that is 4. And so is D. Alright. Not a great deal of help on that one either. We could type in this inequality into our graphing calculator and see if that sheds any light on the situation. So here we go. I'm going to go to graph B and hit tab to bring up my function. I see it's on F3. I'm going to scroll up and eliminate my previous two functions. Alright, I'm on F2. I can go ahead and graph this. I want to get that inequality. Notice I've deleted my equal sign and it brings up this menu for the inequality. I want to select number 4, the greater than. Okay, now negative 3 divide 2 x plus 4. I'm going to hit enter. Alright, you can see the shading is above. That's what we mean by greater than. You can also look, if you look closely, see the dashed line. Okay, well, the shading is above. That eliminates answer choice B. Here you see the shading is below. B is out. Now we're choosing between C and D. Again, you see C has the shading above and D has the shading below. D is out. It must be C. And in fact, you can see when comparing these two that they look virtually identical. If we changed our zoom here to our square zoom, the B selection, it still looks the same. It doesn't look exactly the same because here we're going from negative 10 to 10 in the X and the Y direction. Here we're doing that in the X direction but not in the Y. But you can definitely see bears a strong resemblance to this one. Number 10 is C. Alright, so that concludes the problems on this quiz. Count the number of problems you got correct and write that number at the top of your quiz, and I will interpret what your score is briefly.